Hello and welcome to the first ever Skulified podcast. It is going to be by me and Nate. Keep in mind, this is our first podcast, our first attempt ever at podcasting. So it's going to be a little rough, not everything's going to be set up completely. We're definitely probably going to change up the setup going forward. But in this podcast, we basically just talk a lot about Naruto and Boruto, seeing that's like the biggest thing on the channel. So it's basically about an hour. We go through the aftermath of like losing Kurama and whatnot. Who's the strongest in the village right now? How is Kawaki and Boruto gonna have karma? When in their meeting in episode 1. No stuff like that. Just all Boruto related stuff. So if you guys do enjoy this podcast, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe as well, share it with anyone else who would enjoy listening to a podcast about Boruto. And hope you guys enjoy. Comment any recommendations, anything you want us to talk about in the next up-and-coming podcasts. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to the first ever, big deal, Skulified podcast. We got special guest Nate here. If you're from the Twitch streams, you'll know who he is. First face reveal too. Big headlines. Today we're talking about basically the main thing is the loss of Kurama and Sasuke's Rinnegan in Boruto because it's pretty significant. I'd say just a little bit.
Yeah. Not nothing crazy.
I don't think they need it to be good.
This isn't as big of a deal as when Sakura cut her hair during the tuning exams.
That was a pretty big power.
But it's close.
It is close.
It's close.
But no, strength-wise, I don't know who would be the. I think Sasuke, right? Strongest shinobi has to be.
Everyone.
Without a karma.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
he's still got Sharingan.
He has perfect Susanoo. Okay, a lot of people are arguing that Naruto still has Sage of 6 past Sage mode, which does.
I think he should, but
I don't know if that's a big enough amp to compare to the perfect Susanoo. Because Sasuke should still be
without perfect Susanoo. The man.
He still has. He has Amaterasu still.
Amaterasu.
He should
basic genjutsu that Naruto can't.
He might. I don't know if he loses flame control. Because he doesn't have the other eye.
I assume so.
Because I also got a comment that they changed the eyes which he did Amaterasu in, because apparently it was the other eye which he does Amaterasu in, but in the fight after he loses the eye, he still does Amaterasu. So I'm not sure if he's able to do them in both eyes or whatnot now.
I mean, if they keep it where he can do both still, it begs the question of when Itachi gave him flame control.
True.
Is that just a power he has in control?
Yeah, because they never really
one of his other eyes or something, or maybe he never had two different Mangekyo powers.
Yeah, because I mean he could have overridden one of them possibly, but
maybe.
We never really know if did he give him Amaterasu or flame control?
I assume it's flame control because he got both. So
probably
did he just spawn in with flame control but not Amaterasu? That's kind of.
The trap, though, that he did set for Madara or Tobi, Obito, whatever, was on the Amaterasu, though. When he first sees his eye, although it does have Itachi's pattern on it as well, so I don't know.
Though, to be fair, Itachi has Amaterasu, but he also has Suki. I mean, not Amaterasu, he has Flame Control or Amaterasu, we don't know, right?
He has Amaterasu.
He does have
Itachi has Amaterasu.
Okay,
yeah.
And Tsukiyomi, right? That's the other Mangekyo. So then how would he give him flame control?
That's what I'm thinking. He gave him Amaterasu, and then he got
flame control. He
happened to have flame control.
Maybe because his Mangekyo awakens at the same time, right? Roughly, or is it?
I mean, yeah, he got it in both eyes at the same time.
At the same time.
He just had the power.
You're a way bigger Naruto fan, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Basically,
at one point in the story, does Sasuke awaken his Mangekyo?
After he's told about Itachi's thing from Madara.
Okay, so maybe Itachi gives him.
I think he
Amaterasu, and then he unlocks flame control because he has Amaterasu.
Probably. I feel like that should be something that they explained, but
do they ever confirm that every Mangekyo has two powers?
I believe so.
Or is it just shown through everyone that
from everyone I don't think they've confirmed it, but everyone we know has had it. Kamui and then Kamui A.
Yeah.
And everyone has two different two different. We just don't know Madara's, which
exactly or Fugaku's, right? So
no. They really should have gave us more Fugaku. He seemed like an interesting character. But anyway, so yes, I do believe Sasuke would be the strongest right now, because I don't know if Naruto's definitely Kage level, but Gaara.
I'd assume he's above. I mean, it depends because he has all his fighting ability still. He just doesn't have the chakra really.
Like, yeah, we don't know really how much chakra he loses from not having Kurama. Because, like, Sakura said, like, oh, you can't, like, go around, like, throwing yourself around. Kurama said the same thing. So I don't know. He also doesn't lose his healing factor because he has no Kurama, so he would need, like, a Sakura or someone there to heal him consistently.
She'll be useful, finally, in the big battles. I mean, not that she isn't useful at all during the show, but in the bigger, Otsutsuki battle, she'll be able to heal Naruto.
She fucked up Shin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's great in Boruto, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, she's
especially
amazing.
compared to Naruto. But
yeah, Naruto and Sasuke were terrible parents at the beginning of the show. Thankfully, they both kind of are home now, which is nice, but they were terrible.
I mean, they can't be off running around anymore, so no more teleporting to the next country.
Yeah, Sasuke, I still think, is probably... I mean, obviously... The only thing he really loses with Rinnegan is the chakra, like teleporting and the
which is a big deal, but
well, yes, but he also loses the six paths powers, which he never really uses. So the main thing that he always used with the Rinnegan was the switching place thing, which he used a lot, but he doesn't use any of the like.
Well, begs to question if Naruto keeps his Sage Six Paths, will Sasuke still have some of his Sage Six Paths powers even without the Rinnegan? Or is the Rinnegan all of his Sage Six Paths power?
That's a good question.
Maybe
I would assume he would have to.
Maybe he'll learn more of a Sage mode type thing.
Although, to be fair, he does keep the Rinnegan. Like, after, like, where Naruto lost the orbs, I guess, Sasuke did keep the Rinnegan.
Yeah, but the orbs are, like, they're not really... I don't know, they just came with it. Yeah. They're like a one-time, like, if they only got destroyed. So, like, if they didn't get destroyed, he might still have them.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's actually a
big question.
Yeah.
And obviously the pole, if he gets his other arm,
yeah. I mean, as long as his body doesn't reject the Hashirama cells, which is possible. Because that's, like, what happened. A lot of people. Like, Yamato, Danzo, and Naruto are the only... And Madara are the Obito. Okay, well, there's 5 people. We only know of 5 people. Because presumably Orochimaru and Danzo experimented on a bunch of people before they finally got Yamato. Because they were trying to do that for a while.
Yeah.
And Yamato was finally, like, the first one who was able to, like... be implanted with the Hashirama cells. So there's always a chance. I'm assuming Sasuke's body would be fine with it, just because like Madara's was, and he's like
plus
similar.
He's got Sage Six Paths, like power inside him either way, whether he can use the power or not. So I'm sure
Indra's reincarnate.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd be fine. But then he'd probably. I mean, he wouldn't grow the other eye back. I don't think, because that's not how that works.
He would probably just grow a regular eye. I don't think it'd be a.
I don't know if he'd get an eye.
It's like, isn't the whole cells regenerative? Like,
well, they were like replaced Obito's arm with it, and Naruto has a replaced arm. Naruto's arm didn't grow
like,
back.
Half the body, I guess.
Well, yeah, but Naruto's arm isn't like grown, but like because he takes it off, and like in the one episode where he puts on Katasuke's hand that he makes for him that he later gives to Kawaki, so it's not like a permanent like fixed thing. So I don't know.
But it should turn his other eye into a.
Yes, his other eye should, and maybe not like.
Right away.
Immediately, because like it took Madara till Madara was dying.
80 years.
But like that's still a nice backup plan eventually. Granted, he's also if he did that, not that he already couldn't kill Naruto, but like if he ever turned bad again, because they did. Be ridiculous. They did have kind of an argument last episode. He hasn't watched last episode yet, but they had an argument where. Because, like, obviously the Boruto thing with him, possibility of one of the things to do is kill him, like to get rid of Momoshiki. And Sasuke and Boruto have already came to the conclusion by themselves that Sasuke will kill Boruto if it comes to that, and Boruto's already agreed to that with Sasuke. But Sasuke finally told Naruto that, and him and Naruto had a little kerfuffle about whether or not... Like, it was a verbal thing, they didn't fight, but, like, Naruto got visibly pissed off, and then after that's when he did the thing that a lot of people are debating, when he hugged Boruto fell asleep, and he held out his hand. I didn't think he was going to do a Rasengan, because I feel like out of all the ways he could kill Boruto, Rasengan is, like, not the way to go. Like, there has to be way more peaceful ways.
Storytelling-wise, it's like...
Maybe, but, like, he'd crush his son's skull when there has to be, like, drugs that... Like, because they just came out with, like, drugs that Amado developed that, like, will stop and halt the process. That's, like, what he had been giving Kawaki. That's why Kawaki's development was so much slower than Boruto's with Karma.
I think, though, like, if they all agree that Boruto needs to die because of Momoshiki. Yeah. Naruto's not going to want Sasuke to do it. He's going to want to do it himself. That's just kind of the person he is. But Naruto's never really killed anyone that we've seen on screen. So
I think there's one person, maybe
nameless
now.
person, I think, isn't there?
But not maybe someone in the war.
Yeah, I think there's one name.
Because I knew for a big point in the show he hadn't killed anyone. Because even Kakuzu, Kakashi did it.
Characters.
Yeah. Not that I can think of. We might be completely wrong and I'm forgetting someone, but...
Not that I've seen anyway. Yeah. Maybe in Boruto, some of the episodes I skipped are a filler that I've skipped,
yeah,
but...
Normally he captures people or incapacitates them.
Yeah, or just talking to jutsus them, but...
That's the biggest factor.
So I don't know if they'll... I mean, obviously in the first episode we see Boruto and Kawaki fighting after a time skip at some point, so I doubt he dies anyways, but to be fair, that time skip could be...
Yeah.
Really close, and we just don't know.
And the other big thing there is I just don't know how Kawaki develops into that, because in the fight with Ishiki, he literally comes out and, reveals himself to save Naruto.
Yeah.
So, that's a big... I don't know how that development gets from him going full, I'm protecting Naruto, he's, my role model, to, I'll send you to where I sent him. Which, it could be a grand...
Did he say... When he said, I'll send you where I sent...
The seventh
Hokage. Your father?
Or the seventh Hokage. Unless there's a different one we don't know about.
No. Well, maybe he was talking about Sasuke? Shadow Hokage? That would be
maybe
that's a big stretch. But
although Boruto does... something has to happen to him.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe Kawaki takes Naruto's side in a fight, and Boruto takes Sasuke's side, and then Naruto wins, or they both die in that battle. I don't think they'd kill Naruto after killing Kurama too.
I don't think they'd kill Naruto and Sasuke at the same time. Because my main thing was I always thought Naruto was going to die and then Sasuke was going to Rene rebirth Naruto.
Not anymore.
Which, can't quite do that anymore.
Unless he only takes the arm after Naruto dies to Rene rebirth him, because it unlocks faster for some reason.
Well, yeah.
Sage 6 Pass or something.
Maybe. Which, that would be funny if he just does it to... Naruto after Naruto dying.
But can't you only run a rebirth if you're the one who killed them?
No, because he has Obito Rene rebirth Madara.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Nagato. Yeah, Nagato did it to people he killed. But,
yeah.
I mean, technically, only the Pains killed him. He didn't technically kill himself.
I guess it's just whoever you want to Rene rebirth, or people that died in the immediate area.
Yeah, because, the green light goes off into the murder.
I assume it's not, anyone ever. It's got to be... Well, no, because Naruto was Edo'd, so...
Yeah, it has to just be in the vicinity, I think. Because, he couldn't reach all the way to get Jiraiya underwater. Mm. Which, to be fair, even if he did, he probably would have drowned.
They could have dragged his body or something.
I mean, Koji Kashin still might be around. After Ishiki fucking dismantled the fuck out of him, Amado still said that he might... Amado said specifically, I think he's dead. Or he shouldn't have survived that. So he might still pop up eventually.
So he's probably alive,
yeah, he might pop up eventually, and that's still some part of Jiraiya. Because obviously he was programmed or whatever by Amado to be perfectly okay and fight for the Leaf Village and everything. So I don't know how that'll work. If maybe he'll turn rogue or something, or he'll come back and save everyone from something. But it's just they have to get more powerful. They need some sort of training arc, the new generation. I'm hoping Naruto gets some sort of training, or, does something.
Yeah, he needs to have some type of, at least with Sasuke, he wasn't always reliant on his Rinnegan, so, he has knowledge and skill, and granted, it's been years, so he'll have to, adjust too, but Naruto has always had Kurama, so he absolutely needs some either B-plot or, background, something to...
With the filler episodes coming in, I'm hoping some of that... I know they're touching on the new tuning exams, which are probably going to develop some more of Mitsuki, Sarada, and Boruto skills, which will be nice. He did offer Kawaki to become a shinobi, but I don't think Kawaki will participate in the tuning just because he wouldn't have a 3-man team, and I don't think they'd make the exception to have a 4-man team because that'd kind of screw with everyone.
They could sit Mitsuki out. Just because he's so much more powerful than most of the other people.
But Sarada has Sarada has the Tutomoe. We don't know when she's gonna get the third, or her Mangekyo eventually, which I'm presuming she's gonna get at some point.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, probably during the time skip, maybe at the end.
I assume Sasuke would have to die for that at this point.
Sakura. I feel like they do Sakura.
Really?
I feel like they do Sakura before after Kurama.
Yeah, I feel like Sasuke would still die. Just for her, I don't know. Sakura would be...
I feel like they could get away easier.
To be fair though, no one died for her to awaken the Sharingan itself. Like,
well,
it was
big
her
fight,
meeting, right?
No, it was her meeting her thinking about meeting Sasuke because she was traveling with Naruto and them to the like tower, and then she was thinking, and then she unlocked her second Tomoe in the fight against Deepa, which was,
the Tomoe's unlocked through fighting itself.
Yeah,
right?
for the most part, yeah. But the awakening of all the like evolved forms are normally because Sasuke got his. Sasuke technically awakened his when Itachi fought, but like when Itachi killed his family, you get the flashback of him awakening, and then he just never has it again, which is similar to Kakashi in his Mangekyo, so that's kind of consistent. But he then first time he uses it after that is when he's protecting Naruto from Haku, exactly, and then he unlocks his 3 Tomoes in both eyes when he's fighting Naruto in the Final Valley, which was to counteract because he couldn't see Naruto's speed with the Ninetales cloak, and through just fighting he unlocked that. So I'm assuming she might just get it, maybe fighting either Code, which we also found out that's a whole another big thing with him having non-working karma, and then presumably Momoshiki at some point. I don't think he's gone just from pills. I feel like that's something that has to come back.
Yeah, otherwise they'd have a whole thing where they took him out or something fully
I just don't know when that'll be because the thing with Code's karma was I was theorizing maybe that's the karma that him and Kawaki have in episode 1, but Code's is white, whereas both of them have black karmas in episode 1, meaning either Kawaki has to get his back from someone,
unless they completely retcon that, because
maybe
since the original author finally took over again, because he didn't write that first part, did he?
I don't think so.
So they might just completely retcon it, and
maybe. I feel like that'd be a big deal though, because that's your opening shot of the show. I mean, I guess retconning it to white karmas wouldn't be that big of a deal, but for them to retcon the entire scene and that.
Definitely no. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't know where they're gonna I don't know. Because I kind of wish that scene didn't happen.
Because Boruto because now you're just waiting for the Kawaki turn to evil. Whereas Shippuden did it way better, in my opinion, or not way better, because it's still that brought me into Boruto. That scene immediately, obviously it kind of died down after, but the first scene of the Leaf Village being destroyed, that definitely draws you in. And Shippuden did it great with the whole Sasuke in Naruto's meeting, where that doesn't really reveal much except they're just gonna meet, and that's only episode 50. We've been 220 episodes since that, which is more than 4 times what they did in Shippuden.
See, I'm wondering, because I didn't read the manga and you didn't. You read a bit of it, but
we've already caught up. I caught up before I started reacting.
Okay, yeah. So I'm wondering if they did the first episode and made that scene based off where the manga was at the time, where Kawaki still had a karma and was evil, kind of. So before he even turned good and came with Naruto, maybe the anime was oh, he's definitely gonna be a bad guy, so let's do this.
Yeah.
And then
the manga opens with the same shot too.
Did it?
The manga opens with the.
But
Kawaki.
That's black and white, right? It's not colored, so maybe the karma.
No, true.
I don't know if the karma's different colors in that, or
no, I think maybe it's just art, because someone did show me on Discord Code's design, where Code has the white piece that comes down his face in the anime. In the manga, it's black and it's
yeah.
I don't know how they.
Red hair? Doesn't he have red hair?
He does have red hair, yeah. So I don't know. I haven't read the manga since the Chunin exam arc, so I don't know. I forget if maybe they just do the covers in color, right? Because I know most of it's black and white. Yeah. So I'm assuming maybe it's just a cover panel, which they changed in the anime, which I don't mind it. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
The karma colors though. Did they show Codes being white?
Yes,
in the anime?
They showed Codes white. Yeah. Which. I just don't know how you get there.
From where we are.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'd like the whole trope of showing the ending before we get to it, because the twists and turns really you can get, because you have no clue where it's going right now, how it's going to get there. The only problem is that's what you're always thinking about is how it's getting there. Instead of if they didn't show that, we'd be oh shit, Kurama died. What are they going to do against Osuki? Kawaki and Boruto are going to be the new 2 superheroes, and then when he turns, if he turns or whatever happens, it's even a bigger because we're expecting it now. We're waiting for it to happen.
I guess the main thing is now we're wondering why does it happen. I guess is the kind of trade off there. Although I also never, with that opening, I never expected Kawaki to be a good guy
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I never because I just figured he'd be maybe part of Kara or something, a main bad group or something. I never expected him to almost sacrifices himself for Naruto,
Yeah.
who's the person he said he sent somewhere in the first episode. But I'm fine with flash forwards as long as they don't take so long. Which I granted in the manga probably isn't nearly as long because they don't have like the 100-something episodes of filler. Or anime canon. I know a lot of people don't like me calling it filler. Which is fine. It's still the past, like, since Kara got introduced, all the episodes have been really good. Way better than, like, the episode.
First 65 besides 65.
Well, I honestly didn't mind up until the end of the Chunin arc. Like, that, I felt, like, I loved Sumire. I thought Sumire's introduction was cool. Nue, I liked all that. I liked the Shin arc, and that's technically manga canon, because it was the novel. And then the build was fine. I didn't mind the mist stuff. It wasn't, like, the best stuff. It's not anything compared to what they're doing now. But I didn't mind it as much until, like, the Jugo arc is when I kind of fell off.
Oh, really?
And then they came back. Because for the first, like, 20 episodes after the Naruto or Boruto got karma and we had no idea what it was,
Yeah.
I was invested in, like, are they going to finally tell us? And then, obviously, I got back into it when, after, like, the Jugo arc, I watched the time skip arc, or the time travel arc, rather. Yeah. Which they're dubbing now, and it's coming out, and I'm going to rewatch that so I can hear Jiraiya fucking and everyone, because I watched Shippuden in dub, you watched everything in sub, but I grew up with it on dub, so I'm going to go back and watch all this in dub, and make my heart all nice and warm.
I don't know. I didn't care for the New arc at all. I hated the whole ghost thing with his eye. That just, I don't know. I mean, I didn't like...
Well, it's not much of a ghost. It's him just seeing the chakra.
The story, to me, was, at least in the beginning, I didn't care about most of the new characters. I only wanted to see the... Because of Naruto, that's all I wanted to see. And I hated Boruto as a protagonist. He's just, in the beginning, he's like, because he's cheating, he's lazy, he's... I get it. It's good story writing. Great story. I just hated him as a protagonist, and they weren't showing...
I feel like that's kind of like a similar thing to, like professional wrestling, whereas, like, the whole point of the bad guy, like MJF, like, you guys might not know, search MJF, he's fucking amazing. Like, the whole point of being a bad guy is, like, you want to make the person dislike you. Which I get is different in anime context, because, like, he's the main character, but I feel like it's worth the long turn of him realizing... he's not like doing the right thing.
Too long,
it does.
Though.
It does take a long time.
Ever for him to become decent, like likable. Like now he's good. You know, he's actually.
But it definitely makes sense within the context of the story and why he's like that. Like with, it just I understand not liking a character who's like that because I wouldn't like someone like that in real life.
He's just a rich, entitled, brat. That's.
Which eventually he finally is like... Right now he's obviously one of the best characters in the show at this point. Yeah. Excluding OGs, like he's one of the best. All of Team 7 is great. I love Sarada.
Sarada's been amazing the whole show. Mitsuki, great.
I never really hated Sakura, but one thing you have to admit is Sarada's written way better than Sakura ever was, or any female character in OG Naruto.
Yeah. No, I mean, none of them were written good. You can't...
Exactly.
You can like them as much as you want. You have to admit they were written bad and poorly. Even he admits himself that he's not good at writing female characters.
I don't know. He definitely written way better. The overall story of Boruto, I don't mind at all, especially now that it's getting into good stuff. The beginning, obviously, took a minute. The main character is hard to get. Trying to listen to Boruto's dub voice is excruciatingly painful. I don't know. I'm hoping it stays on this track of how good it is. Because if it dips down again, that is going to be a rough... Not only to my viewer count is going to take a hit, but that is just going to be a rough watch. Whereas right now, I haven't... Since the Sarada training to be a medical ninja episode, or the Chocho episode... Since the Chocho episodes... Chocho's fucking terrible. I don't even care. I don't like Chocho at all.
No, I don't like most of the side characters in this in Boruto. I think are not the main side characters like Sarada and Mitsuki, but like the outer cast is just nowhere near as good as Naruto.
Because Shikadai, I'd give
not Shikamaru.
Well, no, but I'd even say he's one of the main sides too. He's not because he's like Boruto's best. He's kind of like how Shikamaru was for Naruto. He's like Boruto's best friend outside of that group.
I'd still consider Shikamaru an outer side character versus...
True.
He does get a bigger arc than a lot of people.
Yeah, because he gets the whole Asuma redemption arc where they literally don't even bring a Naruto till the end of the fight.
Yeah, I agree. But even Neji, who dies in Naruto, is way better written and just a better character than.
Although he also in Shippuden he gets no screen time until he dies.
I still think he's better.
Well, yeah, OG Naruto, he definitely has a lot more character development because a lot of OG Naruto focuses on him. But like, he literally fights himself in Shippuden, and then he dies, taking took an arrow to the back, or this Obito's Ten Tails thing to the back, which I mean, it was like a cool death with the Phoenix thing showing up at the end and him protecting him. But like, there's so many better ways he could have
really
went.
Stupid death. Like it's cool to see.
Yeah, like the visuals are all cool, and it has a obviously big impact on the show.
Out of everyone, he is the one that had to die because Byakugan, you can't.
And doing it with Hinata would not have been the move.
No, because then what the fuck do you do from there?
Then you don't have Boruto. Granted, him and Sasuke could have had a baby somehow. That would have been pretty good.
First kiss, first
child together. Speaking on that, Boruto and Sarada, after the time skip and when they're adults, we need a Hyuga-Uchiha Baby. I know Sumire and Boruto are starting to get, or have been a big ship since Sumire was even introduced, and they're even in the anime now, they're touching a little bit more on Sumire catching feelings for Boruto, and in the Sumire arc, she even that was her. Yeah. They had that little bit there, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them being really close friends, like a Sakura in Naruto now. How they're really close. I feel like that's what Sarada and Boruto are gonna get, which is just gonna be annoying because the power level of that child would be over 9,000.
In a war, they're not gonna be probably, but if they were in a war, it's crazy.
I just feel like that'd be insane. To he can marry Sumire, just have a child with Sarada on the side. That would just be such a powerful.
That would fit his character. He's kind of an asshole.
Right? It'd just be such a powerful child. Because it might even just be born in Otsutsuki, because it would have Hamura's and Hagoromo's chakra.
I have no clue how that would work, but I want it.
I know. Early on, he said if a Hyuga and a Uchiha had a child, it'd be one Byakugan and one Sharingan, which would be absolutely useless together. Because you can't fully awaken a Mangekyo without both eyes, and you can't fully awaken Byakugan or whatever without both. But that was before he even writ the Otsutsuki's and how all this. That was the beginning of Naruto.
Plus, it never happened. So
exactly.
When did he write it? Did he just have a character?
No, it was in an interview or something.
Oh, okay. So,
No, it never. No, canon wise, it's not a thing. It's just that's what he said he would do, which obviously he can go back on. Which I would prefer.
Never meant space aliens to come in and change up everything.
I know we have differing opinions on that.
Yeah,
as much as where the
one
show
of the reasons
runs.
I don't watch Boruto as much or care as much because I just don't like space aliens coming in. Most things, but
I guess my love for Naruto and Sasuke and just seeing them grow up kind of counters it.
I love that. No, that's one of the main reasons I keep watching Boruto is to see Naruto and stuff.
I don't mind the thrill and curiosity element of the karma and how all this stuff happens, because we still don't know really much about the Otsutsuki. We know they just come from a different planet or not.
My biggest problem is just that they're just space aliens. It's one of the biggest I feel get out of jail free card tropes in a lot of different media, books and stuff. Is you have this power on Earth and the characters just get so powerful. What are you gonna do? You have to bring in space aliens. It's.
I guess they could have
100. They had eventually the main characters got so they had to go to a whole new planet and
literally had to talk to God,
live immortal and
If you guys haven't checked out the 100, again, another great show. It's on Netflix. 7 seasons.
7.
I think 7. Yeah. Phenomenal show.
Great ending.
First season's a little rough. I know that's a trope. First season's a little rough acting wise, but the story's really good until again. I guess spoiler, but gods and everything, just space aliens.
True. Spoilers.
But you have 6 seasons. You have 6 seasons before you get there. But no, it's definitely a thing where I can see why people there's a division in the fan base on people not liking it or whatever. But the whole getting to Kurama dying was definitely worth it to me. Granted, he probably there probably was some other ways he could have went, but that last conversation between him and Naruto, I know I didn't cry much that episode, but while I was editing it, it really hit me that the thing I've been watching for 900 episodes is finally gone. Yeah.
I read the manga before it came out months ago, and I've been waiting. This is the big thing I've been waiting for.
Yeah, because you've been telling me there's something big happening.
Yeah, and I didn't know when it was going to happen, so it was even better because I thought we were months away, maybe a year from it happening in anime. and then you told me like stuff happened. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah,
we're already
exactly.
there?
We're
Like,
already there.
I was like, oh shit.
But no, that was definitely an insane moment because like I cried because my whole impression was because Kurama tricked me as long as he as well as tricking Naruto with
crazy.
the whole Naruto like we're gonna die. It would make so much sense that it's Kurama dying because it's his form. But I figured maybe they'd both die and like Naruto's just dying because he wouldn't have the tailed beast, which I guess they kind of made sense of it like where it's not that he's losing. Like Kurama's just life force is going. It's not like a chakra, which I wish they like touched on life force and stuff more. Because like that was kind of just
is kind of like life force,
but it was something they kind of just brought up.
Not
because like
time. I don't.
Because Naruto punching Ishiki was taking away Ishiki's time.
I kind of think of it as how like since you're acting to Death Note related to that,
Yeah.
how in Death Note if you get the eyes, it lowers your years.
Yeah.
So like I feel like everyone just has a certain amount of time they've left. Like Ishiki had a certain amount of time he could be alive in that form. And it just shortens it as he punched. So I feel like, but with Kurama it's different because like he doesn't have a certain amount of time. He's energy.
Yeah.
He's just chakra. So like, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it's
because that was the whole thing too. Was they were always just pieces of chakra that had like personalities.
Yeah, they still are to my knowledge. I don't. Think
Yeah, so I don't know how that. Although I guess you could say that humans are. Well, no, because humans would exist without the chakra.
She was
I was thinking like current humans, but still. Because like Rock Lee and everything. I mean, I guess Rock Lee has chakra, but he can't use it.
I was thinking like the samurai, but they still use chakra, right?
Yeah, because they're swords. They put the chakra into the blades. They just don't do ninjutsu or anything.
Yeah. So,
but they saved the war.
Yeah, right.
Mifune. I mean, I think Mifune had like a big impact.
He's great in Ninja Storm 4.
He's so
His
broken
tilt
in that
is
game.
ridiculous.
He's so broken.
But no, I love the Kurama death. That's like one of my favorite things in media is big characters. Not even main characters I'm fine with, but big characters dying is
and
one of my favorite
you can
things.
argue he is a main character.
Oh, he's been there since episode 1.
Yeah.
So like,
he's been there longer than Did Sasuke come in episode 1? Oh, fuck. I forget what.
I don't remember.
No, he doesn't, because episode 1, him and Aruka stealing the scroll and everything.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't think it's either till episode 2 or 3 where you get... So he's been in the show longer than Sasuke, longer than... The only people in the show longer have been Aruka.
Isn't he, like, the first scene? Isn't he before Naruto, too?
Well, it's the first scene is them talking about Minato, who you don't know is Minato, with the frog and the Nine Tails, like, attack. Right. It's like the cool imagery of the Nine Tails taking over the village or whatever.
But he's one of the biggest
technically
in the show, besides Sasuke, like...
Technically, you see Kurama before you see Naruto.
Yeah.
So technically, he's like the longest running character who's been alive, which is insane. I figured they would kill like Sasuke before they kill Naruto and have Kurama reappear 30 years later. Which I guess the main thing I have too is I don't know how like relevant this is, or I don't know if this is canon, but the marks that you get, like the whiskers, Boruto, I don't know if that's because of Naruto or the Nine Tails.
He's always had it though, so we don't know if.
I don't. Yeah, because I haven't gone back and watched that scene like where Minato is doing the Reaper Death Seal, because I don't know if Naruto has those marks as soon as he's born, but he would be born from Kushina, who also had the Nine Tails.
But he didn't. Because we don't know if he would have any Nine Tails powers before.
No, because he gets it the day he's born.
He's such a baby.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he got accepted though, because maybe that's why he was allowed to keep half of it. Like most babies probably would have died in that. Like Minato's like, oh, you're my son, so you're strong, and you're strong enough to.
Well, B also got the full 8 tails.
At what point?
Like 12, 13.
12, 13. I mean,
well, again, maybe they're older.
He's the Raikage's brother. So
well, he's adopted. They're not same. Yeah, because
okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my knowledge is not there.
They because like they have the little arc of like Amui, or because B has like that side guy who like pretends to kill him. Yeah. And like because he has the practice thing where they're seeing who's compatible with the lariat. Yeah. Which obviously he was compatible with the Raikage's lariat, which not anyone else really was. So obviously he has some natural talent. But yeah, no, because they never touch on that, because like Kushina doesn't have the marks even after she's given, which I guess would make sense. So I don't know if Naruto was born because Kurama.
Neither of his parents have the marks, right?
Exactly. So, like, it was just that she had Kurama in her while she was.
So maybe that's why he got the marks.
So
maybe it's just a facial trait that he passed on.
Maybe there's like some residual chakra just in there.
Which, I guess it could be an Uzumaki thing, but maybe it could be a residual thing, which both Hima and Boruto both have it, so I don't know if there'll be something down the line where, like, it awakens, like, maybe a memory or something of Kurama. Like, I'm not expecting Kurama to come back, because that would get rid of the whole point of him dying.
Yeah, honestly, I'd hate that.
That'd undermine. But, like, I wouldn't mind at, like, some point, like, if a little chakra, like, the remaining chakra, like, seeped through, or, like, gave them a memory or something at some point during the show. Maybe
just, like, a small boost of power that he needs right at the end to, like, face Momoshiki or something, or, like, stop him from coming out.
Maybe, yeah.
That'd be kinda cool.
Speaking of, like, that, I completely forgot when we were talking about power levels. Naruto still has...
Before you cut into that, they could do, like, a thing with Boruto where he's fighting, like, inside himself. He's fighting Momoshiki for control. And then, kind of like how Minato did with Naruto, with the memory, Kurama just comes out of nowhere and stops Ishiki.
That would be cool. That would be really
cool callback.
That'd be really cool. But I was talking about, because when we were talking about power levels, Naruto still has a little bit of chakra, or should, of the other 8-tailed beasts. Right?
Up in the air, but he should, because he was able to talk to them with Kurama, unless Kurama's power took some of their life force out of him, too.
Well, also, the last, maybe... But, yeah, that could be. But the last, like, when... I didn't realize this, so I'm putting it in the comments. In that scene, like, after Kurama's dying, when it shows, like, the tailed beasts all gathered up, I thought that was just a flashback to, like, when Naruto became friends with them all. But Kurama's not there. So what a lot of people are saying is that was, like, the tailed beasts meeting up and saying goodbye
and
to
the only
Kurama.
Place they could meet, really,
is Naruto. Because, like, Hagoromo said, you guys will be able to meet and convene in Naruto now.
Yeah.
So if he does have a little bit of the chakra, obviously I don't expect him to be able to do his magnet Rasen Shuriken thing, because like he wouldn't have the chakra for that anymore. But,
no. But
maybe
still like smaller version.
Yeah, that would still be it. Like if he has a little bit of their chakra, that's still some help.
One of the tail beasts could like offer to
possibly
be inside him, but I feel like that's.
I feel like
cheap.
that. Yeah,
that's really
and I don't know if Naruto would even accept that. Yeah, because the whole point of Kurama staying with him.
Give their life for him again. He
yeah,
want
and
that.
because the only reason I definitely don't think he would have done it
if he knew Kurama's gonna.
Yeah,
no way.
There's no way. I think
he would have found another way or something.
Yeah, he would have just kept going
until he died himself. Granted, then he would have been like, "Oh, Kurama's dead for 30 years too," but he's Naruto. He's
at least he would. At least there's a chance of him coming back and going and someone else to stop him rather than just having Kurama completely die. Which, speaking of Naruto letting characters die, if you were Naruto, would you kill Boruto? If that was your only option of stopping Momoshiki.
My personality is
yes,
Naruto?
yeah, like if you were in that position as Naruto.
And that's my only option. Like I don't
if there's no pills, there's no and like it's either you wait for him to transform and presumably I would assume
kill me?
No, presumably I mean yes, but presumably once Momoshiki's fully takes over, there's no way to like revert him to Boruto even if you beat him, right?
I'd assume.
So either you kill Boruto as like your son, or you wait for him to turn into some god creature and have him absolutely wipe the floor with you.
I mean, okay, so like if this is real life and I'm Naruto and that's my son, like as my entire personality, but I'm Naruto for whatever reason. Yeah. And this is real life because this is a story after all. So obviously the writing is going to go in some direction where that doesn't happen. Some you know, either coincidence or like a really well written reason. But real life, I think you got to. It's kind of like.
Yeah.
I think you to protect everyone, you're the Hokage too.
Especially
you're meant
as
to protect everyone.
As just a parent, I'm not sure if I could, but like if I was like the Hokage and I was like in charge of making sure everyone was safe.
As a strict parent, just a parent itself.
I'm not sure. It'd be so hard.
I don't know if I could.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Like if anyone's
gonna kill him, know it's the right choice.
If anyone's gonna kill him, I think it'd have to be me. Like I can't just have some other random person kill my son for that reason. Yeah, in show wise, I would find it perfectly reasonable for Sasuke to be the one to kill Boruto if it had to happen. For the training, like because he's like his sensei and everything.
That and they already came to the pact and agreement together. Like they already had the conversation. Boruto even said he'd kill himself if he had to. Like. There was one moment during the fight. You watched the fight, right? Between the recent fight with Boruto and them versus
the Baryon mode.
Yeah. So there's a moment in there where Boruto goes to kill him, like he goes to stab himself, and then Ishiki. I forget how Ishiki gets rid of it, but like Boruto was 100% willing to give up his own life to try and stop whatever's going on there. Which I feel like as Sasuke. I'd make sure I do it before Naruto does. Because I wouldn't, as Sasuke, I would not let Naruto have that burden of I killed my own son. Because, like, there's a similar thing in, like, the Telltale Walking Dead games, which are great games. I know you don't like that type of game.
Yeah.
But the storytelling-wise, there's a moment where, spoilers for episode 3 of season 1, the main character's son, or the main character's best friend's son is bitten by a zombie.
Yeah.
And the main because you make choices in the game, is whether or not to let the dad kill him, or you can kill him yourself.
Kind of like when Rick killed Carol's daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the barn.
But less of a he did it on his own, because Rick kind of does it on his own. Like, he doesn't really ask anyone. He's just coming.
Oh, okay.
Because she's coming out of the. She's coming out of the.
There was a whole group there though.
But they're shooting down zombies, and then she comes out at the back. That's like the big reveal of crap. And Carol was just crying. He just went out of his way. But no, like, if you do it, he's grateful to you for doing it, not putting him through that. Because before that also, his wife kills himself. But his wife kills herself right before, because she can't bring herself to live without him, so she pops herself right in front of her husband and the kid. So, like, I feel like that's a bit
personally
different.
I wouldn't want someone else to kill my son.
As Naruto, I wouldn't want to put that on anyone else, but as Sasuke, I wouldn't want Naruto.
Maybe I'd ask, like, so me and you are Sasuke.
Yeah.
I'm Sasuke, you're Naruto.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd need to ask you, or like feel.
No, I wouldn't.
Make it your decision, like, at
yeah,
least
definitely.
give you the
choice. Because
instead
like
of just doing it.
Because that would be the same thing with, like, how they argued in the episode. Sasuke was like, I'm gonna kill Boruto if it takes, and Naruto got pissed off. So, like, if he just got pissed off of him just saying what he'd do, if Sasuke actually just nicked Naruto or Boruto, and Naruto's just like, and Sasuke's just like, I killed your son.
So in that situation, I feel like, as Sasuke, as the Shadow Hokage, he also a protector of everyone.
Yeah.
I feel like if Naruto's not agreeing to kill Boruto and it
It's
has
his
to
job.
happen, I'd still kill Boruto,
It's his
and
job.
then I'd probably just let Naruto
beat me up or
kill me, whatever he needs to do to.
I feel like Naruto would eventually realize, like, it had to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like just letting, like, Sasuke let him attack him, at least after a couple hits, he'd be like, okay, you know what, this is the right decision.
Yeah.
So when, even with the pills now,
Yeah.
and Momoshiki being subdued, as far as we know, or whatever.
Yeah. Because Amado said, said that when Jigen was, putting the karma on Kawaki, he was slowly giving Kawaki bits of the pill, which, like, slowed the progression. But with him giving him, like, the full dose to Boruto, it should stop it right where it is for now.
Yeah.
Which is like a temp solution, but he still has Momoshiki in him. He's still at 80%. Kawaki's even still at 80% completed, because, like, Ishiki's still technically there. There's just no karma. Yeah. Which I don't know.
So he probably can't come out.
I'm assuming that's how he gets that has something to do with how he gets it in episode 1, and why it's probably he can do it on command is he gets it back by someone, maybe Momoshiki.
Well, that's probably what's his name, the new villain.
Code.
Thank you. That's probably what his, like, mission is to put the karma back on.
Maybe, but
I don't know
would
how,
he be? Yeah, because his is like not functional enough to use, but he can't be a vessel, so I don't know if he could impart being a vessel. Maybe.
Because Ishiki's still part of him, I assume, or at least his power is. So
because, he saw a vision of Ishiki talking to him the other episode, so I don't know. I'm very excited for, like, I know we're getting the tuning exam arc with next. I'm presuming that's what looks like they're going off of, which should be fun. But canon-wise, or, like, manga canon-wise, I obviously haven't read past this. You haven't read past this. I'm assuming they're going to... The time skip has to be soon, right? Maybe not soon, but within 100 episodes.
Probably. I don't know how long they're willing to take Boruto in total.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anything, like, after that first fight that we've seen in the first episode, if it's going to continue after that, really, or if that's going to be, like, the main ending of the show. I'm
assuming they're going to go Code for the majority. Like, I'm assuming they're going to do Code, and then after they finish up whatever they need to finish up with Code is when they'll time skip. Because I feel like if Boruto still has the mark, I feel like Momoshiki's going to be something they just push off for a while.
Yeah.
Whether he's still dealing with it in episode 1, or if he's figured out a way to just control it on his own without having the fear of Momoshiki. I don't know. Oh, also the big thing with the pills difference there that I was told is in the manga it was stated Amado told Naruto it could kill Boruto because it has some effect on the Hyuga, because it also weakens Byakugan, which is why he was giving it to Jigen. That's why, like, when he invaded the village, he had a hard time finding everyone with the Byakugan, was because Amado was weakening it. But in the manga it said it can kill him. In this, it's just stated it might have some like side effects on Hyuga blood.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't have the Byakugan anyways. Maybe
because I don't.
As big of a deal to Naruto or to Boruto.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm assuming they wouldn't have mentioned it if it's not going to take place somewhere.
Probably.
But I don't know if that's going to be something like he's still on the pills come episode 1 or if he's figured it out on his own.
Could be a good, like, anime canon only, like, filler episode where Himawari takes one of the pills on accident.
Yeah.
And they do, like, a whole thing with her.
In the manga, it was, he directly was told Naruto not to let Himawari or Hinata touch the pills. Yeah, so that might be something, because they didn't say it's deadly in the anime, so that might be something they touch on, like Himawari has wonky eyes or something for an episode. That'd be pretty funny.
She's already more powerful than half the characters anyway.
she one hit Naruto with Kurama.
Clearly the strongest non-ninja.
Yeah, she doesn't even know if she wants to be a ninja. There was a whole, I know you didn't watch this episode, but there's a whole anime canon episode of her just like going through a ninja training course and like at the end of it, she's like, "Yeah, I don't know what I want to do yet. Like maybe I'll open like like a shop like Eno's because that's like something she was looking at, which makes sense. But she is so powerful for her being a kid. Definitely. She is so powerful.
She has all the like good parts of
Hinata and
but
Naruto.
She's actually able to use them because
and she's Naruto's chakra. Yeah. Which Uzumaki chakra obviously is still better than like regular person chakra. Yeah. Which is why Naruto is still at Kage level. If Naruto was just a normal ninja who had Kurama, there's no way he'd be, even with Sage of Six Paths, there's still no way.
Probably wouldn't even be able to handle Kurama at the beginning without being Uzumaki.
His Kurama's chakra probably would have taken over way too
quick. Because Minato's like, I know you could, the only reason you can handle this is because you're my son and Kushina's son.
And even when Minato implanted the other half of Kurama into himself, he was like, shit, this is so heavy. Like, and that's Minato. Probably the best Kage besides... Well, Hashirama, but he's like the best current Kage excluding God himself. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. Again, like we said, I hope Naruto gets some sort of training or does something.
Even a fight to show like what he can do.
He recognizes that he needs to. While in a fight, he recognizes that he needs to do something different, not just him saying, "Oh, don't have Kurama. This is going to be harder."
Is the Hokage though? We don't see many of the Hokages fighting unless it's like a major village-threatening.
Code is going to be a major. We don't know how powerful.
But that's going to be more of Boruto's.
Yeah, I feel like Naruto's not just going to let Boruto fight by himself, especially with the danger of Momoshiki taking over.
He has to like develop on though, is letting people stronger than him, because he's been the strongest for so long now, and he's got to let other people who are stronger take over now.
Sasuke definitely should be helping though there.
But I mean, for what reason does Naruto really have to fight? Like, we never see Minato fight until
in the war arc.
We don't see,
actually, no, he's not Kage. Yeah, you're right.
And we don't see a third Hokage fight until Orochimaru attacks, and we don't.
Yeah.
We don't really see any Kage fight unless something huge is happening. So, granted, that's their point, is to be like the most powerful.
Yeah.
Last stance, but.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna. I hope I'm really hoping him and Sasuke have like a sparring or something. I feel like that'd be cool. Yeah, like a small sparring, just to like do some taijutsu, figure out like his base on where he stands with everything.
Maybe Boruto and Naruto will have a rematch because there's no Kurama.
I mean, if he still is compatible, I'm not sure how it works with Kurama chakra, but if he's still compatible with his scientific ninja tool arm, that at least gives him the ability to absorb chakra and stuff like Momoshiki did.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It does have the limit where it will explode if it takes in too much.
Is there any way he can learn to use wood style?
I feel like
he should have it already, right?
Yeah, it is a Kekkei Genkai. I don't know
Yamato
how that
used
works.
It, so I don't know. And he has the cells.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's just him not wanting to use...
He might have to go to Orochimaru.
Well, maybe he can now. Because that's the other thing. Why he wouldn't have used it with Kurama is because it suppresses tailed beasts.
Oh, true.
So now maybe that's something. I feel like if he does use it, a lot of the community will just be like, oh, so you're Hashirama 2.0. I feel like he might get flack for... I wouldn't personally mind him using it because I think that'd be cool.
I mean, it wouldn't be like his main thing. It would just
be and also he wouldn't have the chakra to maintain it for too long either.
And I'd still rather that than like him get another tail beast or use other tail beasts.
I don't think they'll go through that.
I hope not.
I would find it funny if he absorbs the Ten Tails. Code's Ten Tails just becomes the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Which I made a comment in one of the end of the videos. I was hoping maybe like for some way they split up the Ten Tails and Kurama's back, but it wouldn't be the same Kurama most likely, and I don't think the chakras would be. And again, I don't think Naruto would willingly put in a different tailed beast in, because the whole point was like he was setting them free.
Yeah.
The only reason he kept Kurama in was he'd die if he took him out, and Kurama willingly wanted to stay there as like the meeting place for the other tailed beasts. So I don't know if they lose that meeting place because there's not.
Well, they met at the end, right? They all.
I don't know if that was like them fading away from the consciousness because it was like a goodbye thing.
Maybe.
Like with the last of Kurama's chakra.
I mean, they can't do a Ten Tails anymore at all, so.
Yeah, nope, they have no Ten Tails there.
They're never getting that seed back, so the whole point of the Utsutsuki even being on the planet's kind of
gone.
Well,
because the whole point is Momoshiki wants to feed Kawaki to the Ten Tails because he has 80% Otsutsuki. Because that was Ishiki's whole plan was once he found out Boruto had it, he wanted to feed Boruto to it so he could get Momoshiki's power.
Yeah.
But now Momoshiki's basically reverse Uno carding and wants to do it with Kawaki, which is why like during the fight when Momoshiki was taken over, Kawaki just put himself on fire. That way Momoshiki would have to absorb the chakra, then reawakening Boruto, because he couldn't afford Kawaki to die, or else there'd be no point of him being there anymore. Or at least until they go to a different planet and plant.
Yeah.
I want to know how many planets they've gone to and just planted chakra fruits, and like how many living
it's
people.
It's not even a civilization or anything. Like I mean, it is though, because like Kaguya came and like ran away from them, and then they sent 2 more to after her.
Yeah.
But like it's not, because they all are constantly fighting each other to gain more power.
Yeah.
So I'm like, again, that's whole.
I still want to know like what I know. I think it's been discussed, but like I want to see what happened with Kaguya and Ishiki. Like, why? Because, like, I know they said, like, she betrayed him or something, I think they said, at some point during the show, but they never, like, flashbacked
he came with her to the planet in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the pair that came here.
Yeah, exactly.
She turned on him.
I know, like, it shows... I know
humans, right? Or...
Yeah, that's what's explained in Shippuden. I know it shows him, like, taking over Jigen's body, but I don't remember if it specifically showed, like, a whole fight between Kaguya or, like... Also, why was Kaguya so weak compared to Ishiki?
Yeah, I don't... Even Momoshiki in Boruto's body is stronger than Kaguya was, like, fully awakened. Granted, she was still sleepy or whatever they explained, but, like, she was full herself, so...
Although, to be fair, I guess it depends on how many chakra fruits you've eaten, because she would have only had the one from absorbing the Ten Tails, whereas, like, because the one chakra fruit is basically one Ten Tails, so, like, if Ishiki's eaten ones before... Because Ishiki was the main person, I think. I think Kaguya went there as the sacrifice, right? Like how... Because that's how they go. Because Kinshiki was the sacrifice for Momoshiki.
Yeah.
So maybe was the plan, and Kaguya didn't want to get turned into a thing after she found out humans. So
that could be, yeah.
That would explain kind of the power differential there. But...
I'm not sure. I mean, she's still technically alive, though. So, like... In the moon, right? Or her power, at least, is...
The husk of the Ten Tails, I think, is
or
there.
something.
I don't know how they...
I'm assuming they could still go get her power, like one of the Otsutsuki.
Probably. I mean, they probably already have, possibly. Maybe
they stopped there first.
And Toneri's still somewhere in the Thousand Gates Dragon sleep.
Yeah, I don't...
Which I'm hoping he may... I feel like they would have just killed him if they weren't planning on using him ever again.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just left it open just in case they wanted it later on.
I feel like that'd be cool for him to come back and, like, save Naruto, or, like... Because Naruto didn't kill him and Naruto let him live after everything he did. It'd be cool to have Toneri pay him back as a favor to help. Especially because obviously he's not friends with the Otsutsuki because they fucking froze him. And presumably, I think they hinted at he's the reason Boruto has that eye.
I think so, right?
Because when he that episode 8, he wakes up after the flashback of that with the eye on. So I'm assuming that's like how, and it would make sense because he was with Hinata for all that time.
Boruto's just secretly his son and not Naruto.
I don't think the timeline adds up unless he who
knows?
I don't think they did it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he implanted something that would make it like a future child of hers, firstborn or whatever. Yeah,
after that, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. And maybe he did something with every children because Hima again is absurdly strong for that being a kid.
I mean,
with no training.
Yeah, but I feel like her parents are strong enough to warrant.
I feel like she's stronger than Boruto.
I mean, seen her fight like, and Boruto.
I guess, but one shot.
Boruto's super lazy in the beginning, so like.
But I mean, he still has more training than her, and even with Boruto, no training, and even with Naruto not being prepared, she still knocked out the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki with a finger.
But neither of them were defending at all, so, like, it's...
I know, but, like...
if you're sitting there not ready for anything, and someone, even a kid hits you in the right place in the jaw, you're going down, so, like...
I guess, but Naruto's just never shown... I don't know.
And she had the Byakugan strength amp, I guess.
But that's what I'm saying. She has the Byakugan... Like, her Byakugan seems super strong.
Well, yeah, she's Naruto's son, that's why.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like if you take Neji... and then give him an amp of, like, Uzumaki chakra. And more nature pass, maybe.
But I wouldn't be surprised, though, if something happened, like, where she's a little bit more powerful. If they do reveal fully that Toneri is the reason, like, and maybe Toneri buffed Hinata's, like, bloodline or whatever, so, like, when she would give birth or...
But anything. I feel like if that was true, then Boruto would still be more powerful, too. Because, like, he's powerful, but he's not...
He's
super
3 or
powerful.
4 natures.
Yeah, I think he has 3. But,
at least 3.
He's really powerful, but, like, he's... In the beginning, at least, he's on a similar level of the other kids of his age. Without, like, karma and all that stuff. He's probably about the same.
To be fair, all the kids are just super strong.
Yeah, which, again, is the whole, like, space aliens power level thing.
Well, it also makes sense, like, with the whole... Their parents are also probably one of the strongest generations, too, because they went through the most... They went through the most wars, so they'd be the strongest.
Then they have Hashirama and Madara.
Well, everything, like, died down after them.
I get it, but, like...
I don't know how it went from...
power level is just, like... It goes, like...
I don't know how it went... How they, like... Everything just got lower between them.
It's kind of like the start, and then, like, it goes up with Madara and Hashira, and then it kind of drops down for most people, and then Sasuke and Naruto, and then Boruto. Like,
yeah. Oh.
Especially if they're going to keep going, like, they just got to raise people behind.
I think that's what they're doing with the whole Naruto and Sasuke thing.
Definitely,
they definitely bumped it down a little bit.
Cut them down.
Which now, presumably, Momoshiki's the most powerful.
Out of everyone, probably.
I mean, Code was said... I think they said Code, without the limiter that he has on him right now, is as strong as Jigen. I mean, it's either without or with the limit. One of them, he's as strong as Jigen, which Jigen... bodied Naruto and Sasuke. Like, not Ishiki, like the Jigen version, bodied Naruto and Sasuke.
Which is...
Granted, they didn't know what he was doing, like, they didn't know his abilities yet, but if Code's on that level, there's going to be an issue.
That's the other thing I don't like about Boruto, is they just sweep aside Naruto and Sasuke with the power levels of the new villains and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I get.
I never expected to see Naruto and Sasuke get bodied like that.
I feel like Karma needed to be more of an anti, like... Six Pass thing or an anti-chakra in general thing than it is. It is, but like just more of one to really justify how bad Naruto and Sasuke get.
Because like that was such a shock to like when I first watched that fight, and they were just getting bodied.
Even like what's the hook guy's name?
Urashiki.
Yeah, him in the anime. When Sasuke and Gaara fight him and stuff, like he just outclasses them by like way too much for what you would think at the time.
Granted, Sasuke, Boruto, and Jiraiya and Kid Naruto were able to take him down for the most part, which is weird. But by then they know all his abilities and stuff. That's part of the time.
After Sasuke got transported away, I stopped watching that arc because I just couldn't continue with it. I don't know.
But no, in the like while they're back in time or whatever, which is a whole mind fuck in itself. I don't get how there's just like a frog that can send you back in time. Granted, they say it's no Otsutsuki tool. That part I didn't like how they got back in time. I don't mind back in time.
But like, does Naruto remember that?
No, because Sasuke wiped all their minds after. But no, Jiraiya figured out it was Sasuke halfway through the arc because he was like, oh, so because when they went back was right after Sasuke left.
Yeah.
So Boruto got to like hear Naruto being upset that a kid left, and Sasuke kind of explains a little bit. He doesn't go like, "Yeah, I was a
dick."
Yeah, I was a dick, and I just want power. He just kind of explains that he was away from the village or whatever. But Jiraiya is like, at the end, like, "What are you, Sasuke?" And then Sakura even finds a note that says something about Sasuke on it, like Kid Sakura. She's like, "What the fuck?" And so he ends up wiping all their minds at the end of the arc. But
does he wipe Sakura's too?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was gonna say that would make a lot more sense of why she still likes him after everything, but. They could have retconned that whole thing at that point. They could have just like adult Sasuke been like, "Hey, make sure you keep on Sasuke."
I mean, actually, I'm not sure if she does wipe. I think if he wipes most people. He at least wipes Naruto and Jiraiya. I think he wipes like Neji's because everyone interacts with them at some point. So I think he wipes most of them, but he at least wipes Naruto and Jiraiya's, or maybe just Naruto. He might. I feel like he wipes Jiraiya's. But Jiraiya's also the type of person that wouldn't have said anything either.
Yeah, he might have just left. I don't know.
Because like Jiraiya wouldn't have been the one to question whether or not he should have been like,
okay,
stuff.
yeah, that's how it's meant to be. I'm not gonna worry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which would make sense because he's been told of prophecies his entire life, so that makes sense. He's like, okay, yep, the grown-up Sasuke's, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna keep doing me.
As soon as I heard about the time skip arc, I was kind of over it before it even started.
I wouldn't have minded if they did it in a like weird, like a different way. It's just how they got there was like.
I mean, it's all filler, right? Technically, anime canon.
Anime canon, yeah. So technically, it's not like in the manga,
it's
but
not as big of a deal. But like, it's still just time travel in general is just.
I love time travel, but like it never makes sense.
It should just not be touched by most stories.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter, a big one that they should just not have done.
When they're going back and like
that's like one of the best.
It doesn't.
It just ruins.
It's hard to make sense of like when the loop starts and everything. Like,
yeah.
Time travel is just
the
so
future, even though it doesn't kind of.
Yeah, like
you make big changes.
Even
like,
Endgame does it. Endgame does it okay, but it still does it weird.
I just don't. I wish
it's just so hard to.
Stop.
It's just so hard to like. It's a great concept. It's just so hard to actually do it correctly.
Whole show's about it.
Like Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is a great example.
I think does that, and
I've never seen it,
but
yeah.
I think that's what it's about.
I know it's a has time travel.
Those things, that's the whole main point.
Sure, go for it.
But other shows just implement it for one arc or one like little thing.
Yeah,
it's just like,
then why haven't they been doing this before?
Or
if you're like a comedy show like Family Guy. Like when Stewie goes back in time, I could care less. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
It's episodic anyway, so like, it's no big deal. And
but
even then, they actually like
do
stuff. They're like, he destroyed all machines because he ended up realizing that they're all horrible. Oh wait, no, he didn't. He kept one because he's
And also, I mean, if you really want to look that deep into Family Guy, he's a fucking 3-year-old baby that built a time machine
and a talking dog. Who knows?
Yeah. That like time travel is fine for that stuff.
Again,
it's just
episodic
like
stuff's whatever.
It's just like big important things or like stories that like have never had it, and like you go 700 episodes and now all of a sudden it's a thing.
Yeah,
which I get. They did the Otsutsuki are relatively new compared to when it's introduced, but like the whole way they did it.
Why don't the Otsutsuki do it more when they lose?
Exactly.
Like
why didn't Ishiki just go back and been like, oh okay, well I'm just gonna go back in time and put it on.
Even if they do retcon that and say, oh, it's because of this reason, it's still like okay,
like maybe it's a specific tool, but like I don't think.
He can only do it in this one day on this one time with this one tool.
Like you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the toad or whatever they used to teleport or like go back in time just goes away. I don't think Sasuke destroys it or anything. So I just don't. I don't know. But
I'm glad it wasn't canon.
Yeah.
Or manga canon. Whatever.
I mean,
viewers mad at me too.
I'm fine. It was whatever. It was a fun, enjoyable scene getting to interact with all the old characters. If you just look past how it happened, like getting to see all the like I'm gonna love going back.
Stories that are written that's cool. I guess getting to see it, but like stories that are written,
especially Jiraiya, who's been dead for
such
so long.
Good stories. Like think of like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
If they just go and do some type of time travel during that's gonna be so annoying.
Yeah.
Like I would just hate it.
It like any show. Like any like important like story driven show that's not just like shock factor, not just like random episodic like comedy. You need to introduce things at the beginning or with a reason, with a way for them to make sense.
There needs to be consequences and like that actually have weight. Because if you have time travel that is constant and like you can do it whenever, then what has weight? Like
exactly. Like
oh, you can't go back in time in case you have no clue what's going to happen if you go back in time. Like that's great, but you can just keep doing it over and over until it does come out with a good
exactly.
Yeah, so
like if I go back and step on the wrong rock and now World War III started, I'll just go back before I went and then not step on that rock.
Like Minuteman.
Oh, I've never seen Men in Black, but does that touch on
Men in Black? Yeah, they have time travel at one point. It's again that movie is I think it's the fourth one that does that, and it's just like
I am not familiar with the franchise, so I'm not sure.
The first 2 or 3, I can't. Whatever one has the time travel in it sucked, but the other ones are great.
Yeah, look at that. Makes sense when you introduce
when they introduce time travel, it's just like something everything touches on, and it's never done in a decent way, for the most part.
Well, I think we touched on a good amount. I think we touched on what we wanted to.
For episode 1. Yeah.
Don't know. Maybe we'll do AOT or Demon Slayer or something next
we'll
week.
Do a couple things. Probably.
Yeah,
either
but
of those aren't going to happen.
Either way, probably do this bi-weekly for the start at least. So
I have a few ideas of things.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what you talking about.
So in 2 weeks we'll be back. I'll post something on the community tab. On
Twitter, let us know if you want us to talk about anything.
Yeah. Comment. More topics. What you guys want us to touch on. If we missed something about Boruto that you guys want us to talk about.
We could always do like in future episodes feedback, like of the comments. We'll do like a 10-minute segment.
Definitely.
Just comments.
And if we ever do this, eventually, like for the first few, we're obviously going to be doing it like this. But if we ever do like a live one on Twitch or something, we can like have people like chat in, and we can like just do a whole podcast about like what people are asking us questions and stuff like that. Like maybe about real life and stuff.
A Q&A thing.
Yeah, we could have a Q&A.
You haven't done one.
I haven't done one yet. No, so we could do one for a podcast.
It's usually like a big 1K special thing.
Yeah, we could do that for like 4 or 5K or something eventually.
I mean, we talk about most of our live stuff anyways
on Twitch.
So you should catch those streams, even though they don't
that we haven't done in like 3 months, but. Maybe when a new game comes out, we'll get there.
Yeah,
but
eventually.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the first podcast. If you did, be sure to, if you're watching on YouTube, which is where it should only be out for now, like the video. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Like, if you're at this point and have watched almost an hour of me and this guy right here talk about Boruto, and that button is still red. There is something wrong.
You're sitting there listening to us talk. Like, we do this every day on our own. We're just deciding to record for random
You're
people.
listening to 2 teenagers talk about Boruto for an hour and you're not subscribed? There's just an issue there. Okay?
Some serious problems.
So just go do that.
Too.
Yeah, leave a like.
If you made it this far, tell us your favorite color, just to show.
Favorite color. Maybe I'll heart your comment too. And maybe I'll put your questions in the Q&A at one point if we ever do that.
Mine's purple. You gonna heart my comment?
I'll heart
real
you.
Life?
I'll heart you in real life, actually. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Bell, so you know when these come out every bi-weekly. Schedule's obviously on community.
We're doing this bi-weekly then?
For the first start, just to give us some time to think. Eventually, it might go weekly, but just for the first few, probably do bi-weekly. But yeah, leave a like and outro time. Again, I hope you guys did enjoy that first podcast. Again, obviously, any recommendations you guys have going forward, be sure to leave down in the comments below. Obviously, comment your favorite color. You'll get a little heart from me. And the next podcast episode will be out in 2 weeks. We're going to be doing it bi-weekly, like we said before. So it'll be November 6th, I believe. The next 2 week Saturdays. We're going to be releasing these on Saturdays just going forward because that's like a nice and easy day to release them. And yeah, again, if you guys like the video and you watched an hour and 10-minute podcast, please leave a like on the video, share it around, join the Discord, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in 2 Saturdays with the next podcast. Peace.